Hey class, Mrs. Gilling here. If you are reading this, or watching this video, it means that you've watched the first video about what this project is about and you are interested in doing the slideshow presentation for your project. So awesome. I'm here to walk you through those steps. So just a quick reminder on what the prompt is. If you ask a theater full of people to rate the movie they just saw, chances are you are going to get a variety of responses. Different people have different perspectives based on their life experiences, and this shapes their thoughts on things like movies. For this project, you will assume the role of 4 different people who were impacted by the birth of America: a patriot, loyalist, American Indian, and slave, and provide a review/critique, kind of like a movie review or critique, on American independence. For each group, you will share how many stars you would rate America gaining its independence, whether or not you would recommend America gaining its independence to a friend, and explain why. At the end of your project, you will share your own perspective on America gaining its independence. So here are the slideshow requirements. And after I'm done showing you the requirements, I'm going to show you a quick example so you can kind of have a better idea of what that might look like. So first of all, you're going to put a title slide, and that's worth 5 points. And that's where you put a fun title and your name down. An introductory slide worth 10 points is next. That's where you explain that you're going to critique American independence from the perspective of a patriot, loyalist, American Indian, and slave, and you're also going to let your audience know that you're going to share your own perspective at the end. So do that all on a slide, and that's worth 10 points. So body slide number 1, it's worth 15 points. You're going to provide your review of American independence from the perspective of a loyalist. Explain how many stars you would rate it out of 5. So if you were a loyalist, would you give it 2 out of 5 stars, 1 out of 5 stars? Think from their perspective and list that on your slide. List whether or not you would recommend it to a friend, and then give at least 3 reasons why. Now this does need to be at least 5 sentences long. I'm not looking for bullet points here. I'm looking for you to write a review kind of like a movie review. So it needs to be written in sentence forms from the perspective of a loyalist and be at least 5 sentences long. Body slide number 2, you're going to do the exact same thing as body slide number 1, but you're going to look at American independence from the perspective of a patriot. And then for body slide 3, you're going to do the same thing, but this time from the perspective of an American Indian. And then body slide number 4, you're going to do the same thing, but from the perspective of a slave. So all talking about the same thing, but through different lenses because they've all had different experiences. Then in your concluding slide, your very last slide, you're going to do the same thing, but this time from your modern day experience. And this is going to be worth 15 points. So in this slide, I want you to give your review/critique of American independence. How would you rate it, and would you recommend it to a friend? Give your 3 reasons why based on what you have learned in the unit. This should be at least 5 sentences long. So give your perspective not from a 1500s perspective. We're talking your perspective today in 2024, 25. Do you think American independence was worth it? And make sure you're giving specific examples from your life in your review to share that. You're going to get 10 points for the overall appearance, so you need to make sure you pick a fun slideshow theme, that you put at least 1 picture on each slide. It's got to look nice. There's lots of programs out there to help you with that. You can use Canva, you can use Google Slides, you can use PowerPoints, lots of awesome options. So let me show you now an example of a project, of what it might look like. So this is something I came up with. So again, here would be your title, American Independence. How would you rate it by a cool teacher? That would be me. Here's an introductory slide. Ever wonder how people would rate American independence? You are about to get the perspective of 5 different people on how they would rate American independence. Number 1, a loyalist, a patriot, an American Indian, a slave, and myself. So now, after looking at this, the reader's been introduced to the topic. So then you just go into the body slides there, and I do a loyalist perspective. Now, I'm not going to read through each one of these, but I do want to show you this perspective so you understand what I'm looking for when I talk about a review. So this is a review of American independence from the perspective of a loyalist. No way, no how. I would not recommend American independence. Our trade and commerce have flourished under the protection of the British Navy. Why would we want to give that up? Plus, our great mother nation has years of experience leading. Does George Washington really think he can do better than our king? Sure. Maybe the taxation policies aren't that great, But Britain did gain a big debt trying to protect us in the French and Indian War. It is only fair that we contribute to the defense and administration of the empire. I am not a traitor. American independence, 2 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. So if you look here, you can see that it's at least 5 sentences long. It lists how many stars they would recommend it out of 5, 2 out of 5, and they're saying, no, I would not recommend it. So all of the key things are here, plus it's written in the form of a review, and it's written from the perspective of a loyalist. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here as far as reviews go. And as you can see, I went through and I did the Patriots perspective, I did an American Indian's perspective, a slave's perspective, and then I gave my perspective. And you all have access to this. It's linked on your assignment page, so you can go and look at this example on your own in more detail. But just finish with my perspective, and then that's it. Throw some nice pictures in there, put some colors, make it nice, and you're good to go. So if you have any questions on how to complete this slideshow, please let me know. But other than that, good luck.